Hello, ladies and gentlemen, as guardians and mutants alike. Welcome to another Liam Maiden gameplay video, back with more Marvel Strike Force today, where, as the title suggests, we are going to be unlocking Omega Red. Now, Omega Red is unlocked through his Mythic event, Red Death. If we just take a quick look here in events, there we go, Red Death. So it's a Mythic event. It's cycling in and out. It is not always available. It's available now for the next 3 days. So we're going to take a look and see if we can complete this today. Now, Omega Red unlocks at 5 stars. That means we're going to have to complete 5 tiers in order to unlock him there and get the full 310 shards. And the characters you have to use here, you got to use Secret Avengers, Nick Fury, and Winter Soldier. So let's go over and take a quick look at my roster, take a quick look at the team we're going to be using today, and then let's see how we do in the event. Okay, so starting at the bottom here with the weakest member of this squad, Bucky Barnes, the Winter Soldier, is not someone that I have really any use for in the game, so I've just taken him up to the minimum level. Now, these Mythic events, they have kind of additional tiers. Most Legendary unlocks, you only need to have the characters at a star level, but for this Mythic event, you need to have them at, you have specific other criteria you need to meet as well. So the minimum level is 65. The minimum stars, a 5-star for the unlock for tier 5. You also need them at gear 12, and level 3 ISO 8, just the green ISO, the first level ISO. So all I've done with Bucky Barnes here is I've just taken him up to that minimum. So level 65, gear 12, 5-star with 4 red, just happen to pull those randomly, and then striker ISO, green ISO, level 3. I don't think he's going to be that helpful. He's just the minimum for the unlock. Now that brings us on as we move up the power level here to Nick Fury. Now Nick Fury I do actually use with a shield team, but it's been a long time since I've invested in him. So he's kind of stuck here on level 70. He is at gear tier 13. Again, I have him at 5 stars, again with 4 red, and I've got him at ISO, I think that's the, yeah, that's the Raider ISO there, and I've actually got him at ISO 8, 1.4, the green, level 4. As I said, I have used him in the past. He is a useful toon. He's rather low down on the pecking order in terms of the important legendaries, which is why I have not invested in him very much. Again, he's not really going to be carrying this event for us here. Just going to be a little bit of support if we need him, but I don't think we will. It's really just the stars that are important here for that unlock level. Okay, now we're up with the big boys here. Secret Avengers are an awesome squad. There's only 3 of them, but they're really excellent. I've spoken about them before in numerous videos. I use them all over the place, using them in Dark Dimension at the moment for Dark Dimension 3. I'm also going to use them in Dark Dimension 4. I use them in raids. They're just an excellent squad, so I have invested in Captain Sam here. Got him up at level 80, gear tier 14. You can see I'm only 1 piece away from gear 15. ISO 8, I've got him on Skirmisher, 2.1, Blue point 1, however you want to say that. I've got all his T4s in place, so no T4s on Winter Soldier or Nick Fury, but I've got all the T4s on the Secret Avengers here. Again, I also have him only at 5-star and only at 4 red, but he's pretty beefy, 118,000 power. He is going to be one of the characters carrying this event for us. Secret Avengers are going to unlock Omega Red here. Up the power level and on to Maria Hill. She's also at level 80, but I've got her up at gear 15. 6 stars. Again, only 4 red, but 6 stars. Healer ISO at 2 or Blue point 1, and all the T4s there. And she is sitting on just over 120,000 power, so pretty much twice as powerful as our Winter Soldier or our Nick Fury. She's going to be key to this, keeping everybody alive with that healer ISO and her ultimate ability, but also overwhelming firepower. I think that's going to be really key to this, calling in those shield minions for that extra firepower, and also all those counter attacks whenever their adjacent allies are being hit. And finally, the damage dealer, and our most powerful toon today is Sharon Carter, sitting on 122,230 power. Now, again, I have all the T4s on her, level 80 and gear 15. Again, 6 stars with 4 red. She's got the striker ISO at Blue point 1. Sharon Cotter is going to be the steamroller that we run through the enemy squad here. She's an incredible damage dealer. That no mercy ability that she's got with the chain attack is, I predict, going to cut through the enemy and take down Omega Red. That's my prediction, but let's head on over to the event and see how we do. Okay, here we are, tier 1 for our first 15 shards of Omega Red. So let's take a quick, so it looks like there's no actual requirements for tier 1, so you could do tier 1. You don't need to have your characters at a particular level to get those first 15 shards. So this will be interesting then. Let's see how we do here. I don't know if that means it's going to be a really easy tier or if they're going to use it as some kind of gatekeeping tier. So I am actually happy with that lineup. I like the look of Cap Sam in the middle there. So let's do this. Let's see how we do on tier 1 of the Red Death event. So that's just under 300,000 power for this squad, but I think that's kind of deceptive because so much of that is tied up in the Secret Avengers. And they've got such great synergy. They're such a powerful trio here. Okay, what's this? Omega Red steals health from enemies to heal himself whenever he attacks. Wow, rude. His basic ability prolongs bleed, slow, and offense down. Oh, crikey. His special ability applies trauma and ability block. Wow. His ultimate ability flips all positive to negative effects, applying slow and heal block and draining the speed bar of his targets. Wow. Omega Red is something of a gangster here. I'm not liking the look of that health bar on him either. Wow, okay. So not too powerful, but also not super weak. I wondered whether this kind of opening tier, because it didn't list any requirements, whether it would be super easy. It looks like these minions in the back and Sabretooth are pretty weak, but Omega Red himself is kind of tough here. So we'll really have to see how we do. So I love that ultimate on Sharon Carter applying that stun there. I think I'm going to now try and take out Sabretooth. If we can isolate Omega Red, he might be a little easier to take down. Try and get rid of some of his entourage here. Boom, there we go. Boom. Nice try, Bucky. Bucky's so weak he's not really going to do any damage here. Looks like all he did was call in the other members of the Weapon X team, Silver Samurai and Lady Deathstrike. Okay, got to try and take them out, I think, because those mercenary soldiers there are not going to be an issue. Let's get a taunt up on Cap Sam. Okay, let's see if we can do some serious damage. Boom, there we go, there we go, okay. Yeah, we don't need the heal here, but I'm gonna AoE it anyway. Boom. Boom, okay. So, no, my initial kind of concern was unfounded. That was, in fact, super easy to get through. I think if you did have an incredibly weak team, you would struggle with that. Maybe if they were all at the basic 65 gear 12 level, but this was not an issue for us here. First 15 shards of Omega Red in the bag. There we go. All right, onwards and upwards. Let's move on to tier 2 and see how we do with this. Now, tier 2, this is the one, I guess. Let's check out the levels here. So you need 2 stars. They're recommending gear tier 6, level 35, and level 3 abilities. Just so you're aware of what you need as you move through each tier. But obviously, we are so far above that. We're so far above the gear. The tier 5 requirements as well, that I don't think any of this is actually going to be an issue for us. Okay, so they've rearranged the team here. Oh, I see. Wow. So they had actually loaned us those characters for the first tier. That makes sense. I thought that power was low. So of course it was, because I have over 300,000 power just in those 3 Avengers characters. So we're rocking 470,000 power. That's the power of the actual squad that I am using here today, and it looks like we get to try out Omega Red too, so this should be a little interesting. I'll have a look at his abilities when his turn comes around. I'll also turn the turn meter, the speed down too, so we can take a look at some of these animations. So let's take a look here, because I'm completely unfamiliar with Omega Red's abilities. Obviously I don't have him. Okay, Coil Crush. Apply trauma to primary target, attack primary adjacent targets for 250% damage, deal 5% of each target's max health, and redistribute to self. This bypasses heal block, and this attack can't be blocked. Wow. Okay, I like that. I like that animation. It kind of reminded me of Whiplash in the second and pretty terrible Iron Man movie, but that's cool. And the heal, the stealing health is pretty awesome, especially because it bypasses heal block. And I kind of like that they're, keeping him this villainous character. He does not share that with the rest of his team. That's solely for Omega Red. Okay, Bucky. Boom. Okay, so actually doing some damage. So here on these earlier tiers, even Bucky and Fury can do some damage as well. but we have done this very, very easily. Boom, there we go. Okay, so that makes more sense. So for the first tier, I don't know why I didn't realize that, but for that first tier, they were just loaning us those characters. So you can do that first tier, even if you don't have any of these characters up at the level, you just get those on loan right there. But this is the actual squad that I've put together here. 470,000 power. Again, it's mostly concentrated in the Secret Avengers. So for tier 3, you need 3 stars, gear tier 8, recommending level 40 and level 4 abilities. And looks like we're headed over to Sokovia. Okay, there we go. 471,919 power. And I'm going to keep Sam in the middle there so he can try and absorb some of that damage. We can make use of his taunt. Obviously, you don't need to 3-star. In fact, you don't even get any stars for legendary and mythic events anyway. So it doesn't matter if we lose players. If we lose, we're probably going to end up losing Winter Soldier and maybe even Nick Fury at some point. But it's, as I said, it's really going to be the Secret Avengers here that are going to do this for us. So of course Hulk is taunting. That's annoying because there are a few damage dealers here, but boom was not an issue. Thank you, Cap Sam. Okay, who are we going to take out first? I guess let's try this. Okay, Carbonadium Lash. Okay, attack primary target for 140 damage, steal 5% health, redistribute to self, bypasses heal block. I love it. So every time he attacks, he's stealing health. Wow. And there we go. That's Sharon Cotter for the win, just cutting through the enemy there. Boom. Even Bucky deleting Psylocke. Nice. We are so overpowered. So you really could do this probably at the minimum level. Especially because they're lending you those characters for the first tier there. So I think you could unlock Omega Red. Based on the first 3 tiers, I think you could unlock Omega Red. With 65 gear level 12. We're at 100 shards out of the 310 unlock. That was an extra 65 there from tier 3. Very easy, very quick. Moving on to tier 4 for an extra 80 shards. It's going to be 4 stars, gear 10, 55 level, and level 5 abilities. All right, let's keep going here. Are you unlocking Omega Red? Did you get him this time round, last time round? Are you hoping to get him next time round? Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear the kind of levels that you have used or are using to unlock this character. Alright, Magneto. Never like finding Magneto. Pretty much means we're going to be dealing with some blinds out the gate here, which is never fun. There we go. Okay, so only 2 blinds. So it looks like that was Winter Soldier and Omega Red. Oh no. There's another one there. Oh, it's just on the minion, on the shield agent. So I do not care about that. Boom, there we go. Again, Captain Sam making really, really light work of this. Let's take out Pyro. Pyro number 1. Boom. Now we've got that taunt up. Let's see if... Oh no, of course. He's blinded. So that was a complete miss there. You're blinded too, but who cares? Boom. There we go. That was a counter attack. Perfect. Okay, so Mr. Sinister here, so I want to be a little tricky. Got to get through this taunt on Bishop first, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Boom. Boom. And boom. Okay, let's check out this ultimate here. Tentacle Onslaught. Flip 2 positive effects to negative effects on all enemies. Attack all enemies with 200% damage. Reduce speed bar by 10%. Steal 10% health. Redistributes maximum of 50% of this character's max health. In war, apply trauma to all enemies. Okay, so a little bit of war synergy there for Omega Red. That's a cool animation. Okay, I liked that a lot. And that war synergy there for Omega Red. I think I have seen Weapon X teams in war. I've actually never fought them. Too much of a coward to do that. But I can understand that now with that synergy. Boom, so that is tier 4 in the bag. So we are moving on to the unlock tier, folks. Onwards and upwards. And so far, super, super smooth. No problem at all. 80 shards. So this last tier then I guess is going to give us the final 130 shards that we need to reach the 310 unlock. Okay, so this is the level that we took Winter Soldier up to, right? So you need 5 stars, gear tier 12, ISO 8 level 3, level 65, level 6 abilities, and they're saying 4 red stars. So we actually meet that even on the Nick Fury and Winter Soldier here, even with those red stars, which I rarely have the kind of red star recommendations for these unlocks here. But as we've seen, it's not really going to play a role in this at all. The Secret Avengers are so OP here, they are just going to walk this. So obviously you don't need to take your Secret Avengers up to anything like I have. I do recommend powering up Secret Avengers just because they're awesome, but you don't need to take them up to anything like this level in order to unlock Omega Red. But I do think whatever level you have them at, you know, this is the way to go. Of this squad here, these characters you need to unlock Omega Red, you want to put the bulk of your investment into Secret Avengers here, and you just really want to be doing, unless you have a great reason to use them, how, you know, if you play the game a little differently and you're using Shield heavily, or you're using Hydra maybe for Winter Soldier. Other than that, I don't think you've got any real reason to invest in those characters. Certainly not needed for this event, as you can see here. So we might lose Bucky, depending on what we're able to do with Maria Hill here. Okay, so they did get a little bit of healing, both Bucky and Fury, but I guess it depends how they're targeted here. Let's see what Bucky can do here. Boom, okay, took out Red Guardian, nice. Okay, there's a lot of damage dealers here now. Punisher, Falcon, and War Machine there in the back as well. So, boom, okay. Bye-bye Falcon. Almost bye-bye War Machine. Boom. Okay, so maybe I was way overestimating their ability to do anything here. Although I think if Punisher's able to get off his AoE, he might be able to take out Winter. But of course he can't because he's already dead. Okay, Maria Hill, let's see what you can do. Boom. Okay, wow. So then it's just Captain Sam. Captain Sam v Captain Sam. Or Bucky v Captain Sam. Ouch. That's a nice pairing there. Not enough. Nowhere near enough, I'm afraid, Cap. Boom. There we go. Another one bites the dust. Boom. That was pretty easy. And we have done it. That was tier 5. We got those final shards that we needed. We have just unlocked Omega Red. There we go. 310 shards. We got that 5-star unlock. Boom, let's do this. Boom, there we go. So I do like this model a lot. I think it's a shame they didn't put a fidget on him. I think you could do some cool stuff with him retracting those tentacles there. But you know what? It's pretty cool. I still like it as a model. I think it is pretty good looking. Now, obviously, well, actually, let's go back to the event. Let's take a quick look at the event here and just double check the requirements for those final unlock tiers here. Let's just take a quick look. Okay, so it looks like you get another freebie tier for tier 6 there. So they're probably gonna loan you tunes again for that one, but you're not actually getting any shards. But then if we take a look at tier 7 here, so they're saying you need them at 6 stars, obviously gear 13, ISO level 4, and they're recommending level 70, level 6 abilities and 4 red stars. So the only person who actually meets that star requirement in my roster is Sharon Carter. And then for the 8th tier, they're saying 7 stars, gear 14, level 5 ISO, level 75, 6 level abilities, and 5 red stars. So that's not nothing. Requiring gear 14, that's obviously I'm already there with the Secret Avengers, but that's quite a bit of investment in characters that you're not necessarily using elsewhere in the game with Winter Soldier and Nick Fury. But anyway, this is where you're going to use Omega Red. Traditionally, it's going to be the Weapon X squad. Now, obviously, I have not invested in these characters, so I'm using Sabretooth at the moment in my Emerauda's squad, which is why he's got some investment in him, but Wolverine, Silver Samurai, Hawkeye and Lady Deathstrike I have not invested in at all. So going to have to decide if I'm going to use them, and it seems as though War is probably one of the big areas that you're going to want to use that team. I probably will invest in it, but it might be a little while before I get around to it. Still very happy that I unlocked Omega Red this time around, though. It was a fun unlock. It's always kind of fun when you're super overpowered, not as fun when you're super underpowered, obviously, but I'm pleased I've got him on my roster. But what about you? As I said, do let me know how you're going in Marvel Strike Force in general, but especially with your Legendary and Mythic unlocks. Let me know how you're doing with Omega Red. If you do have him unlocked, how and where are you using him in-game? Are you using him just with the Weapon X squad, or are there any other squads that you're using him with? Comments, criticisms, always welcome down below. Always love to read them. Well, that is all from me today. Thank you so much for being a part of this journey. If you have found this video informative or entertaining in any way, please consider giving it a like, a thumbs up down below. I really do appreciate it, and it helps out the channel. And hey, while you're here, why not consider subscribing to Liam Aiden Gameplay? I drop new gameplay videos for Marvel Strike Force and Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes every single week, and I would love to have you along for the ride. Well, that is all from me today. I'll see you in the next one. Until then, look after each other.